Hello, hello, and hello there, beautiful souls and beautiful humans. How are you doing? Rosanna RozyGlow Hannes here, and I'm absolutely delighted to be with you today to share with you this new moon energy update. It's going to be an oracle reading and also a little light language transmission. So if you are new to this work and how we actually go, I'm going to share with you a little bit about what's been coming through for me over the last few days as I've been tuning into this new moon energy and all the other amazing galactic energy that's around us at the moment, which is beyond our solar system, but holding our solar system, leading us into the full moon in Aquarius. And then as I go through everything that's come up, I'm then going to take you through what is actually available to you to access. And then we're going to go into a quick oracle reading with these beautiful oracle healing cards from the lovely Leslie Sloan, who's a dear friend of mine, and the light language transmission, which will go deeper into the themes that are most relevant for our oversoul, our collective community. So, welcome to Star Peace, whether you're joining me here in the Manifesting Star Peace Utopia Facebook group, this private community, or you have come across this video on my YouTube channel, Manifesting Star Peace Utopia, you are in the right place. Welcome, welcome. Please do grab yourself a notebook and pen. Take a moment just to really open your heart, open your ears, and allow yourself to receive what you need to, because this is all about the current energies. And we are in a phenomenal time right now, like absolutely phenomenal time. So before I go into that, if you're new to my work, I am here as a multi-dimensional being, a multi-density being, a starseed who is a leader of leaders, working with those of you who are ready to activate within you your starseed consciousness and to co-create the new earth paradigm. So, I know there's a lot of different types of coaching available in this world today, but what I do is I connect people to their soul truth. I connect people to their soul frequency, teach them how to live as their higher self-consciousness, clear up the subconscious and the conscious mind resistance to that, so every one of us can live as ascended masters upon this earth, as amazing beings of inspiration to inspire others, to make the shift from living in fear and struggle and lack to living in abundance, prosperity, thriving, trust, and love. So if you love the sound of that, thank you for hitting the heart button, the like button, the subscribe button, the all videos button. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What you're doing is you're really subscribing to the frequency of grace. And if you don't know what grace is in terms of what I share with people, it is the power of revelation that allows us to let go easily of what no longer serves us, so that we can truly open ourselves up to the gifts that are always available to us, but we're just not a vibrational match for, because our blinkered view of the world is preventing us from accessing all the amazing gifts that are available. And this is how we allow ourselves to become the flow of grace. Now, the RozyGlow galaxy, if you don't know what it is the frequency of grace. So when I talk about the RozyGlow galaxy, please know that, but also from a human perspective right now and our solar system perspective, we are in the galactic winds of our galaxy, which is the Milky Way galaxy, and these winds are blowing. They are blowing us into our soul frequency. So I'll explain more about what that means. I've made some amazing notes. I'm just looking to find those because I actually had it all set up. So let me just do this very quickly, and then I can talk to it and not get distracted. So if you have any questions, anything at all that you would like me to address, please do put a comment in the text box. I'll keep an eye on it. And then what I will do, I'll just check in with it now, is I'll do my best to answer them at the end. So yeah, let's prepare for this ride. So we have just come through a very powerful time. Give me one sec. I've just had someone want to join us, so let's make that pop happen right now. Yes, we have literally just been coming through the winds of change that are the winds of Gemini. Now, the winds of change, in terms of the Gemini frequency in the Northern Hemisphere, we're in the summer, right? So these are different types of winds that really allow us to use the energy of the heat to burn away what no longer serves us. So it is the opposite of the winter time, the winter solstice, when we're burning away the embers of our old being, the inner composting. This time of year, it's about the outer burning away. So think about wildfires, think about the environment basically being cleansed and cleared around us so that we can actually welcome what it is that we desire. And that is actually where we have been. So I've actually had fires around me, both in the town, the town I live in Brighton, very near Peacehaven where I live, and also in Greece. My family had to be evacuated from their home because of wildfires, and that's never ever happened before. Thankfully, they're back in now and everything's okay. But you know, they've been all around. So I really was quite curious about what this is. If you've had fires around you, then let me know. Now, here is the theme. We're in amidst a lot of change, and I'll go through the different changes that we're going through right now. But the question is, and you can ask yourself this, can you truly relax and let go on the deepest physical level and believe that life really has your back? Can you do that? Can you open yourself to that? That is what is being invited now as we come into the new moon energy of Cancer, because we had the winds of change. Now we're coming into the energy of water. And this is a feminine energy. Okay, this is the energy that precedes the next new moon, which is in Leo, which is a masculine energy. It's a yang energy versus this yin energy. Okay, and I like to see the various astrology symbols as kind of feminine, masculine, and also inner child. Okay, so you've got sort of mother, father, inner child, and the Gemini energy kind of encompasses both. It's quite an interesting thing to work with. I always think for us to know where we're going, we need to look at where we've been and where we are now. So it's really important to remember that everything is following a process. And the lovely Helen Barlow has just joined us. So hello, lovely Helen. She reminded me, and I think this is so important for us to talk about, because for us to truly, really relax and let go, what is required of us is to practice gratitude for what is already here. It allows us to relax and trust that anything that hasn't manifested in our world yet is on its way. And as we practice gratitude, we shift our perception instantly from lack to fullness, which allows us to receive so many more of the blessings that are available to us. Now, if you think about the sign of Cancer, it's the crab. And I was doing a little research about the fact that crabs leave their shells. Some eat them, some fight for another shell. There's all sorts of things that actually happen. But this is really relating to us outgrowing old versions of ourselves. And this is what the prevailing galactic winds are teaching us right now. Are we ready to let go of these old versions of ourselves, the false identities that basically we took on from our earliest life, our time in the womb, first few years of life, that shaped our personality, who we think we are? In order for us to receive something that isn't in our lives right now, we have to grow and expand into the version of us that we need to be a vibrational match for what isn't currently in our lives. So the current winds are really allowing us to move that way, to say, you know what, there's no point staying where I am. It's getting more and more uncomfortable. Who is the version of me I want to embody and become? Okay, let me move that way. Everything is leading me that way. And, you know, it might mean that you have to try on different outfits, different shells, different clothes, different hats, different personas, different ways of showing up in the world until you find what is feeling like it's really resonating with you now. And that is stripping away the false identity. There is a theme here, so bear with me. So what I wanted to say here is the water season after the Gemini winds of change that have fanned the burning embers of sacred fire transmutation are the opposite, as I said, of this inner winter burn. And in this burning away of the old, we've created the space for change. And this is then allowing there to be a gap between old reality and new one. Now, this is the gap where most of us freak out. Okay, this is the gap where we go, oh, nothing's happening. I don't know what's going on. I'm scared. Let me retract. Let me go back to what I knew. Let me go back to that old relationship. Let me reduce my prices. Let me go back to that old job that I hated. But you know what? It makes me money. I'm scared of this change. I'm in this place of transition. I don't know what's happening. And that's when we need to take a deep breath in. Do it with me now. Fill up that space of emptiness with pure potential and possibility. Exhale into that space, relaxing fully, deeply into trusting that life has our back, the universe has our back, higher self has our back. And as we look through eyes of love and gratitude for symbols of change in our outer world, we will see them. So if I give the example of fire, it can be seen as a destructive force, right? But it clears the way for change. Then, you know, if you find yourself flooded, right, you could say that the floods again are something that maybe isn't welcome, but actually what you're doing is you're flooding the new terrain with energy that's going to help things to grow in the long run, right? So the burning away and the flooding are required. And the element of the ocean in relation to the crab is very important. So water as the ocean of emotion, the ocean of oneness, because this is leading us into the theme of the full moon. There's so many different tangents I could go on. I'm going to stick to my script, okay? So here's what I've come up with so far. The space of inaction is where the magic is at, the transition space. When you are leaving one reality behind and entering another, a space must be made. We are vulnerable at this time, like a crab, when a crab leaves its shell. So Cancer as a sign is a strong shell on the outside to protect the soft core. Our physical and energetic boundaries need to be strong to allow our essence to shine at this time. So are your energetic boundaries strong presently? Are your physical boundaries strong presently? What does that mean? Have you cleansed your energy field? Have you cleansed your home? Have you allowed yourself every time you upgrade to create a cleansing ritual in your life where you consciously let go of things that no longer serve you? And, you know, in terms of physical practices, what do you need to be strong in your body? You know, at this point in my life, it's resistance training, it's weight training, it's not so much cardio. Like, we all need different things at different times. So what do you need to keep your physical boundaries strong? You want to feel strong in your body. You want to have energy in your body. You also want to have good boundaries in terms of the way you treat yourself and allow others to treat you. One of the other lessons of the crab energy, if you like, the Cancer energy, is learning not to take everything so personally. So being able to adopt the mindset of the observer, to observe the physical experience we're having as humans, to adopt a thick skin and a mental attitude of water off a duck's back. So I'm combining this with the paradox of also recognizing that when someone does not respect your boundaries, it is a totally valid response to get angry and to respond with anger. That is different to projecting. That is you warning, not being heard, and then roaring because ultimately your boundaries, physical and energetic, are not being respected. Now, typically we experience an issue with boundaries if in our early life, particularly through the mother wound, our own boundaries were not respected. If we were not allowed to have an opinion, if we were told we're not allowed to cry, show emotion, if our own wants and needs were not respected, and maybe mum decided that the bedroom needed cleaning anyway, never gave you any warning, comes and tidies things as she wants. Maybe dad was the one that actually didn't respect your boundaries. But the wounding that's coming up right now is to give you the opportunity to become your own inner mother and inner father, and actually to start to respect yourself in a way that you've never been respected, to see yourself in a way that you've never been seen before, so that you can start to see the world around you reflect this. Okay, so again, when you consider the ocean, when you consider the infinite possibilities that come with the ocean, when you consider the oneness and the individual both coexisting, we're coming into a place of our own soul human evolution, where we get to be an individual within the collective and recognize that we are both the oneness and the individual. And that's more the theme of the actual full moon. Now, when we go into the light language transmission a little later in this little reading, I'm going to see what I am statements are coming through for us as the oversoul of our collective. So, you know, this is going to allow us to pull together as a team and utilize these I am statements to come really into our core, to be able to witness the wounding that's coming up now, not be attached to it, see it as a sign of progress, because we're leaving an old, outdated version of ourselves behind. We're moving through that vulnerable stage of transition, which can seem like nothing's happening or even regression is happening, so that we can then step into our new reality. Now, I discovered something which I won't go into too much in today, but it's a question for you to contemplate that I'll go into more with the next full moon. Thank you, Kate Coulson, for bringing my awareness to this. You know, how do you feel if you hold your breath in the fullness of having a full in-breath? And then how do you feel if you empty your lungs completely? Maybe even pull up your pelvic floor, pull your belly in, and just stay in the space of not breathing in this moment. Now be careful, I don't ask you to do this for long, but the emptiness where there's also infinite possibility. I find that emptiness particularly challenging. So being aware of it allows me to work with it and then decide to actually work with it in a way that will allow me to be comfortable in that emptiness, knowing that I'm creating the space for the new, for what I want. So be aware of how you respond to your breath as well. So one of the things I was going to offer you at the moment is the question, do you need to forgive your mum? The feminine energy of Cancer requires us to basically let go of the blame, the shame, the guilt that we may have inherited. And, you know, to allow ourselves to remember that our parents, even if there's nothing else that we can say about them that's good, they gave us life. They allowed our human self to incarnate so that our soul self could get the opportunity to integrate with our human self. So forgiveness is really important, and it's really tough if you had a tough time, you know, really tough time. So acceptance may need to be instead of forgiveness. And I mean by that, accepting whatever early circumstances you've had, as traumatic or not, have happened, rather than denying them, is as powerful as forgiveness for those who have actually been through deep trauma. Okay, so please remember to be kind to yourself and recognize what you are capable of at this time. So I've said, as we prep for the Aquarius full moon, we have the most powerful day in the year ahead of us as well. So not only have we got this new moon in Cancer that has literally just been birthed, and it was birthed at 11:33 a.m. on Monday, UK time. So there's two master numbers there. The 11 we all know is a manifesting number. 33 is the divine master's number. It's the master, it's the Christ consciousness number. And you know, when you work with these together, we're getting this invitation to really step into what I call star peace, which is to embody the frequency of our soul self in our human body, to irradiate the energy of unified consciousness within us that allows us to move beyond duality into oneness. Now, I'll be doing some work around forgiving the mother with the full moon co-creation meditation, the world service, the manifesting meditation then. But for now, just be aware, ask that question. Is there anything you need to forgive your mum for? And let that come up. And let's move into why this is so important, because apparently, and I'll put the video link about this in the text box when I'm finished, and please forgive me that I cannot remember the guy's name, but I was just listening to a video about the most powerful day of the year being the 23rd of July every year. So if that's your birthday, way for you. And why is it so powerful? Well, there is a alignment between the sun and Sirius that goes on at this time on the 23rd of July every year, which means that the galactic winds, if you like, of the Milky Way start to flow more of the energy from Sirius to us, and everything, including the pyramids in Egypt, the way the Sphinx, which were lions, I believe, lined up to capture the energy of the Syrian sun at this time. Now, the Syrian sun is considered our spiritual sun. So this is like lining up with your soul energy and allowing more of it to come through you, which is the name of the game if we want to create a new world reality, right? Now, most of us know about the Lionsgate portal, but I admit I didn't even know about the 7/7 portal until this year. And, you know, not only are we in the 7/7 portal presently until the 25th of this month, so it peaked on the 7th, it's also peaking again on the 27th, on the 25th, sorry, because it adds up to 7 again. This corridor we're in is like pushing everything up to the surface for us to use the next portal, which is the 23rd of this month, July, until the 23rd of September. It's a really long one to help us again continue to make these shifts in our lives. And then we have another one, which is the Lionsgate portal, which is the one I do know about. And this one is the 4th to the 8th, sorry, the 8th to the 12th of August typically, but it always starts a little before, goes on a little after. Now, this 23rd of July one is very interesting because it spans over 3 months. It spans over the zodiac of Cancer, Leo, and then Virgo. So again, we have, in my opinion, the mother energy, the father energy, and then the child energy, the divine child energy. So if you haven't heard me say this before, we have moved beyond the era of the matriarch. We are coming out of the era of the patriarch, the 9,000 years of patriarchy. We're moving into the era of the uniarch, the divine child, the star child. So the lunar energy is the matriarch energy, the moon. The solar energy is the patriarch energy of the sun, and the star energy is the energy of the divine child. And again, it's very interesting, all the stuff that's been coming up with transgender conversations and non-binary conversations, etc. So without apportioning any judgment here, let's remember on a soul level, we're all androgynous, right? We separate out to understand our masculine and our feminine energies. And on some level, we're seeking to unite again as we reunite with the oneness of source, all that is. So it's no surprise if you look at it from that perspective, that there is a current conversation going on about, you know, this integrated aspect being accepted on this earth plane. However, best intentions are also easily manipulated and taken out of context. And that's a theme that I'll discuss in the full moon manifesting meditation energy update. For now, I'm going to leave that there, but I would invite everyone to notice where we go into judgment of good and bad, where we go into judgment of any aspect of life which puts us into separation and duality. Yes, we do need to take a stand in the sense of what resonates with us and own our truth, but being able to experience and accept different perspectives is how we'll move from constant conflict and the war and separation that we've known for so long into the live and let live, accepting a common ground that everyone can agree on and live their individual experience through. So what is the 23 energy? Is the energy of sacred union. This is the energy of starting something off that you've always dreamed of fulfilling, particularly relating to our creativity, which includes our fertile sexual and sexual energy. So encompasses sacred union and conception of new ideas, projects, and babies. Now, what I wanted to say here really is that, you know, at this time, how do I put this? At this time, we are again being given this cosmic nudge just to keep moving forward in the direction of our highest intentions. Now, if we're not embracing the winds of change, which are not just solar winds, but they are galactic winds now, right? Then what will happen is we'll feel like we're being pushed and shoved, because change is inevitable. We don't get to stay in the old world density that we all know, which is the 3D world of separation. It will continue to exist, but it's not what we're going to be energizing if we seek to co-create a unified whole on this planet, where we stop living out the karma drama of our ancestors and embrace living as unified divine humans, okay, with our soul consciousness intact. So I think it's very important for us to remember that with the full moon Aquarius energy, which is coming, we'll be working with the energy of I am all that is. I am the one self I am. I am unified consciousness, which allows the death of our ego identity, which is actually our self-identity. And this is why there's a lot of kicking off right now, a lot of resistance being experienced, because we say we want the changes in our lives that we do, whatever you want. But then when we have to give up a part of our old story to have those changes, we kick off. So this Cancerian energy that's coming through now to prep us for that moon is really to bring to light all of those old hurts that somehow are still influencing our lives. So we can bring light to them, we can bring love to them, we can transmute them, and we can evolve beyond them, and we can develop the strength internally and also externally to forge forward confidently with courage in the direction that we want, even without yet seeing evidence of what we desire manifesting in our world, just knowing that we are a vibrational match for our new reality, not our old one. And as a result of that, we sit in the suspense of the not knowing, the empty space where we've breathed out and not breathed in yet, and the full space where we've breathed in and we haven't breathed out yet, and explore and expand what it means to be in those places rather than in the action space of breathing out or breathing in. Yeah, we're learning to be rather than do. Really, really exciting and powerful stuff. Okay, so I'm just going to go into the reading in a moment, but I just wanted to say that, you know, from my point of view, this relentless shifting that's going on is like blowing us up the hill, right? It's giving us the opportunity to blow up the hill that would otherwise seem like a lot more hard work. It's blowing us along the path. Now you can try and resist it and go the other way. I don't advise it, right? Looking for an old shell that you don't fit into anymore isn't going to bring you the satisfaction you desire. So turn in the direction of your dreams and let the winds carry you, because that's exactly what we're being invited to do at the moment. And sacred union is a huge part of our happiness here on this planet, because, you know, if we are on a soul level, a unified masculine and feminine, it makes sense that on a human level, we're seeking our divine counterpart, our sacred union, that sense of completion. Ironically, we need to find it in ourselves. And as we find it in ourselves as an inner match, a harmonious match of our inner masculine and feminine, we will then attract the partnership and the quality of partnership that reflects that unified whole. And that is exactly why I have been spending time considering what it is I can offer for those of you who are newer to my work, who maybe don't feel like you can dive into a deep excavation of your subconscious programming right now, but want to have an experience of what is possible as you shift your mindset and your perception, as you allow yourself to dream the dreams you most want. And I have a couple of things I want to share with you, because I've decided to put some summer specials together this summer so that, again, I can have conversations with those of you I've met before who are ready for your next leap, and those of you who've kind of been watching for a while and are looking for a reason to step to the next bit. Check these bits out. So we have such powerful energy supporting the long forward change available presently. All we need to do is go with them. And this is why I've decided to share the most easily accessible tools I have for clearing conscious and subconscious resistance quickly, adjusting mindset and perception of self and events, transmuting fear to trust, raising your frequency with minimum effort, aligning with the version of you who already has what you want and is in the flow of ease and easy. And this is where, if you like the sound of those things and you want them, I've got a couple of bundles. So I decided to put some of my digital content together, and one to offer you the energy cleanse bundle, which is to raise your frequency to 5D, which is in the realm of ease and easy, where you get to create more that what you want from a place of grace and ease. And the second bundle is the I Am a Sacred Love Match bundle. And that includes the Energy Cleanse bundle, plus more content to support you to be a vibrational match for sacred union. It has to start inside of you, and then you can bring it into the world. If you've been following my story, you'll know that, you know, me going from attracting the wrong kind of love again and again and again, what wasn't a vibrational match for my higher self, to attracting the wonderful, wonderful being who is my beloved husband, is such a big part of my coaching work, okay? Because it was the internal shift that allowed the external shifts that are now the reality I live in. Now, the bundles are available. I'll put the links for you so you can check them out. But essentially, if you've joined my mailing list at RozyGlow.com, we're putting emails out presently about these bundles. So please do join the community if you haven't already, and you'll receive all of our exclusive offers that are shared within our community by joining, including the Divine Legacy Upgrade, which is the Star Salutation practice. It's my free gift to all of you. And that is amazing if you need to create a quick and instant shift in, you know, your finances. For example, that's the key one. I wanted to make it easy for people to say yes to investing in themselves and recognizing the value of it, because we need to change things on every level if we want to see change in the world around us. And I don't want money to be stopping people. The next thing that's on offer, if you would prefer something rather than a digital product, but actually having a bespoke service for you, so a one-to-one session with me, which is directed to you specifically, there are two different calls that I've offered. And one is the Starseed Activation call. The second one is the Divine Navigation call. And I'll put the details of what these actually mean in the text box, whether it's above or below. But essentially, just know that the Divine Navigation call includes everything in the Starseed Activation call and then takes it further. So that's what the difference in price is about. And yes, it will create a shift. Yes, it is worth the money. Yes, it is worth you making a commitment to taking a step forward in a way that's going to create some big shifts in your life. Okay. And I'll save the best for last, because essentially there's more coming. I have two other courses. I have Liberation from Limitation, and I have Fearless, Loved Up and Limitless. And I have basically got 2 amazing offers coming for liberation from limitation for those of you who do your own head in and want to rewrite your life story and want some support with that. It's a 2-month to 3-month course, depending on how you do it. And then the Fearless, Loved Up and Limitless course, I'm super excited to share because this one does the subconscious clearing. Has just been remastered, all of it. I refilmed all of it over the winter. We've just been fine-tuning it, and I'm now going to be able to offer it at different price points for you. So it's a year-long commitment. I wanted to give people time and space to really grow into the new version of themselves. If you've been hovering for a while, not sure if you can do it, keep your eyes peeled because there's going to be lots more information coming about that. If you're like, I want to know now, just book a divine navigation call and I'll gladly talk you through. Right. Thank you for your patience for all of that. Let's now get into this little reading and transmission and see specifically what is being said to us about these energies that are coming through for this Cancer new moon, because I get very excited when I see that every new moon, full moon relationship is like another chapter in the book, in the story of our lives. So, you know, how excited are you right now? Let's see. Take a moment, please, just to close your eyes and let yourself take a nice deep breath in. I'm just going to take a moment to connect to my heart and connect to every one of you. So if you can imagine that you're in a beautiful sphere of compassion, and this is a protective sphere. It holds all that you are. And we have a huge sphere around all of us, everyone in our community, everyone who catches the replay, who joins live, wherever you see this. We're just calling in our higher self-consciousness. We're calling in the galactic consciousness that guides us, that flows through us. We're calling in our star families to receive the guidance we most need to make the most of this new moon energy, this 23rd of July energy, and the upcoming full moon energy in preparation for Lion's Gate. Yeah, baby. Just let yourself open to receiving pure source love light through your body, anchoring it down into your earth chakra, down into the core of the earth. And breathe deeply, my friends. Take a moment now to breathe into the fullness of your in-breath, pausing just for a moment to feel the fullness of your breath at the top. And then emptying your lungs slowly, fully breathing out through your mouth very gently. And experiencing the emptiness at the end of your out-breath that can only help but be filled. Nature abhors a vacuum. It has to be filled. But what is the divine guidance from our oversoul with this new moon in Cancer energy? What is the heart of the matter, the biggest block, the here and now shift frequency, and the outcome in terms of what we can align with, what we can enjoy directing our attention to. Okay, so the heart of the matter is birthing a new reality. If you haven't seen this card before, there's a gorgeous woman birthing, like orgasming light through her body. She's birthing the light of her soul upon this earth. So that's where we are. That's what this time is all about. It's so exciting. Like, it really is so exciting. That is the heart of the matter, allowing ourselves to be in our creative, sexual, fertile energy, to embrace our shadow and our light so we move beyond the judgment and experience the pleasure that comes from allowing ourselves to birth new versions of ourselves and ideas upon this earth. Creative projects, for example. It's not just about us birthing a new us, it's also birthing babies. And I've got another event coming up about that soon. And it's about birthing sacred union and birthing projects. So what is it that you're desiring to manifest in this physical reality? And what's in the way of it manifesting? The block? Very interesting. So this card to me is like representative of our inner magic man. This is the mature masculine. Okay, so if you see the feminine here in her power, in her creative power, no shame, no guilt, no blame, just enjoying her sensuality and sexuality, just allowing the light to be birthed through her. She's supported by a very mature, resolved inner masculine. Now, this inner masculine has tamed the beast, okay, whether it's a puma or a jaguar. He's on his golden path. He's got a map. He's got a medicine bag. He's got nature surrounding him and working with him and guiding him. So what is blocking us from embracing the first element is actually allowing our inner masculine to evolve beyond the wounded masculine. Okay. So what does that mean? It means doing the deep inner work. It means doing the subconscious detox and reprogramming, so that we're not operating from the conditioned self, the ego, and we're not operating from the wounded self that is trying to protect us all the time by resisting change, trying to keep the status quo, keep us safe with everything we know. But actually it's a prison because we're not allowing ourselves to grow. So by forgiving the mother, we also forgive the father. Now, the here and now, the energy of transmutation that the light language will bring through. Wow. So it's kind of like the second to this one here. This is the divine embrace. Okay, this card, if you actually look in the details, is the masculine and the feminine uniting. Okay, so look, for anyone who's non-binary, for anyone who is transgender, for anyone who's on a different journey, I just want you to remember that we all have inner masculine and a feminine. So whatever we do or don't identify with in terms of gender and sexuality, there'll always be the desire for a sacred union with another that complements us. So however we see that is what this is about. And this divine sacred embrace is essential to create life, right? It's sacred union. So the here and now is our invitation to embrace the shadow and the light, our masculine and feminine, bringing healing. Okay. Well, I've never seen a spread like this. So I've got orange, green, orange, green. This is the resolving the infinite possibilities from our sexual sacred union, embracing the movement beyond shame and everything else that comes with the way our sexuality has been condemned through the patriarchal era. We come into unified consciousness internally, the internal beloved, the peridot flame. And this allows us to go forth in an integrated way. Inner mum, inner dad are resolved, inner feminine, inner masculine. Now, top of the deck, soul family, recognizing each other. We all recognize each other by our light, right? You know, when you're around soul family, they shine. You shine, you love being in their energy. Very often when we're kind of evolving into having more soul friends than old karmic bonds that will come from our bloodlines, we can often think we've fallen in love with someone that's actually a soul family member rather than they're a sacred union partner for us, right? I know I went through that a few times. Now, the bottom of the deck is dream weaving our new reality, using the power of imagination. Hello, if you haven't tapped into it yet, that's exactly what all the RozyGlow work is about, right? So this is amazing. What an amazing spread. What an amazing opportunity. Like, this is a time not to waste the energy. Like, if you haven't invested in yourself and done deep inner work before, where you really follow a system to align your subconscious and your conscious mind with your superconscious, with your soul, do it, please. Even if you don't do it with me, do it with someone. Like, get on this journey, because like, we are the ones that are creating the new world. We are the ones that are creating peace on earth. If you haven't checked out Star Peace Consciousness yet, please go to it, check it out, read the manifesto. If you love it, please add your name to it, because we are creating peace on earth. Star peace, personal peace, world peace. It's how it happens. Right, let's get the light language going, and we will finish off with this. So, neurons that fire together, wire together. If you want to rub your hands together, have a little shake. Let's open to all of these beautiful energies coming into our energy field, inspiring whatever it is we need to do next, wherever it is we most need to align next to come to pass, so that we can actually enjoy the shift in our reality. Let's see what's happening here. So I'm going to just bring in my higher self. I am all that is. I am the one self I am that I am. I am the source of my creations. I am the creator of my reality. I am a multidimensional being of love and light. I am the creation. I am sovereign. I am star peace. I am the RozyGlow galaxy. I am divine human. I am aligned with the divine all of the time. I am that I am. Please just open your hearts, open your minds, open your bodies. You're ready to receive these codes. Just let them come in, knowing they're coming from our star families, our soul families, the ascended masters that work with us, and only the purest vibrations of love and light. What is the message, beloved star families and guides, for this new moon in Cancer? What is here for our oversoul? Please let us know. Nishtara ia awanaya uhuranaya si siya awanaya kura asawanaya chi. Nishtara ia awanaya kueya acharanaya si. Welcome, beloved ones. It is so beautiful to connect with you. We are the Star Peace Collective, and we are delighted that you are asking the kind of questions that we can answer with joy, with positive anticipation for what is getting activated in your reality as we share these messages. Nihara aya na uaya awanaya susuraya chi. Nishtira ia awana kukueya acharanasi. Nieya awana usturaya chichieya asara. Kueya achara awanawe ieya awana susueya chi. We know that there are more and more of you seeking peace in your own lives, seeking peace in your communities, seeking peace in this world. And yet there is this belief that things can only ever be the way they have been, that actually all we can ever do as a collective of humanity is to make small changes. And it is true. It is the small changes that lead to the big changes. But we ask you now to have a huge vision, to connect with the frequency of the ocean and Neptune, and to dream your biggest dream. What would it be like here on this planet to actually experience peace, the absence of war, as a way of avoiding conflict, overcoming conflict? What would it seem like to know that there is no need to create trauma again, that this has been overcome, that there is value to pain and suffering? We don't seek to keep recreating it. Nishtara aya uanaya siya wanakura ahaya oa ayana siya aranaya su. What if up till now we've needed the path that we've been on to know who we are? This is the question. But you do not, we repeat, you do not need to keep that path going any longer. You can evolve beyond the struggles of the past, beyond the early conditioning that told you who you were and how you had to be in this world in order to stay safe. We are inviting you to metaphorically leave the shell that you have been in, to trust that we are protecting you, we are holding you, we are keeping you safe during your moment of transition and vulnerability, where you move out of the old shell and seek out the new shell, the one that feels resonant with you now, the you that is the you want to be. So with this Cancerian new moon, you get to ask the question, who is the version of me that no longer, whatever it is you want to let go of, who is the version of me that already has the experience of whatever it is you want to experience? As you ask the question, please do not expect an immediate reply. Just ask the question, who is the me that no longer, who is the me that is already experiencing? And plant those seeds in your energy field so that you can explore the version of you that has outgrown the old and the version of you that is already experiencing the new. We will help you create the bridge. This is the birth canal. That is your homework until the full moon, beloved ones. Okay, so as RozyGlow, I'm asking the question, what is the I am statement for us to work with now in preparation for the full moon? I am my divine human self. I am safe in embracing change. I am my divine human self. I am safe in embracing change. Ishtira awanaya kurana. Ishtaraya awanasu. I am allowed to be fully me. I am allowed to be fully me. I am my divine human self. I am safe embracing change. I am allowed to be fully me. I am destined to succeed. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I am destined to succeed. Just hold that one. That just feels so good, beloved ones. Gently bring yourselves back. How amazing. I am destined to succeed. I just love that. I really want to write that down before I forget. I am destined to succeed. So I am just checking here for any comments. Hello. It is the time of the Phoenix. Yes. So let's write these down. I am destined to succeed. I am allowed to be fully me. Write that down. And I am, what else have we got? Thank you for the love. Hey, Joanna, good to see you too. Welcome everyone who's here. Any final questions? Now is the time to let me know so I can respond to them. I am my divine human self. And I'll write these down for you in the text box. I am safe in embracing change. Yeah, baby. So that's it. So just reminding everyone about the bundle offers, about the Starseed activation call and the divine navigation call offers. These are for the summer. Okay. I've put them together now for you now for this time because we're going through amazing stuff. That's what's available now. There'll be offers coming on liberation from limitation, and also I'll be rolling out the new ways of joining us for the Fearless, Loved Up and Limitless program. The key thing is drop me a message if you are ready to get started now. Why delay? Okay, I promise you I'll make it worth your while. Just DM me, drop me a comment, and I'll reach out to you. And just planting the seed that the weekend of the 27th to the 29th of October, this is when we celebrate the Star Peace Collective. We will be having a retreat in the UK. It'll be in West Sussex somewhere. No, possibly East Sussex somewhere, but somewhere in Sussex or Kent. So if you are interested in that, I want to put your name down now. It's already nearly full. So what I will say as well about the calls before I forget is that, hello, beautiful ones that are you here. I'm loving you and me as well, baby. There's my lovely husband. Hello. Is that I'm already fully booked for the second half of August. So I'm going to aim to release one day where I'll be available in the second half of August. But if you do want a divine navigation or a starseed activation call, please check the link out now and see what is available, because I have very limited slots in my diary. Okay, I can't be on calls all day. So there are very few available in each week. So do not delay, please. I really want you to have this experience. And I know there are those of you who are feeling the heart call to do that. So there are bundles to make the most of, special offers there, and also the calls, and more info to come about everything else. For those of you who would like to tune into the full moon manifesting meditation and world service, that will be in 2 weeks' time. I'll release the date and also the way that you can sign up for that. This is my free world service. It's to you, for you, and it's something we co-create all together because we're amazing. That's it for now, my delicious, darling, wonderful, lovely ones. Have I got any questions? Thank you for putting them in there, sweetheart. That's beautiful. So good to have you back. So Jen is someone who's like re-entered my vortex recently, and it's just been so lovely to have her here. Now I'm going to bring this to a close, sending you lots of love. If you're on YouTube, please comment, let me know how you experienced this, any questions you have, and I promise I will reply. Take care for now.